Yes, the 15-barrel bourbon. King George broke a lot of rules, but this wasn't one of them.
There it is right there. The top one.
George Remus. The bourbon was the real crime.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And as Sean just alluded to, we are drinking George Remus.
That was a fast fade.
It was a fast fade. Can you keep? No, we're going to start over then.
There you
I can
go.
add it back.
Well, no, I'm just saying. It's
Yeah,
got-
at the beginning of the
there,
first
that's
half,
natural.
it was like running.
That was a
I
fast
thought you
fade.
fell asleep over there. It was like, is this earphones working? What's going on?
A truly original bourbon. Compliments of a truly original bootlegger.
Am I doing this?
bootlegger.
Or?
Yes, you're doing this.
God.
All right. God.
He's like,
Oh, was I
you need some
encroaching?
glasses
He's like,
over
yeah.
there?
He's like, Paul, you run with this. And then he's like, oh yeah, George Remus.
Well, you're over there
straight
just like, talking
Unbelievable.
about like
You know what?
pubes and
George
shit.
Remus straight bourbon
This
whiskey.
is where I start to feel devalued in this podcast.
Wow. Scroll down a little bit more. George Remus straight bourbon whiskey.
No, click on that right there. See
Oh,
if you can
click
open
on
it
it.
up.
Can I?
Oh, you're gonna explore.
Can I talk now?
Oh, there we go.
I've got the
There you
bottle
go.
in front of me. I don't need
well,
this.
no, it's all that stuff right here.
Oh, yeah,
I don't need
it's
this.
94 proof. It's
Wow.
47% alcoholic volume.
Asshole.
Non-chilled, filtered.
Here, I'm
Charred
gonna ta-
American
I'm gonna-
white oak barrels.
I'm going to talk over you. Let's see. The nose is brown sugar cherry, ripe
Hold
summer
on.
berries,
What type of
dab
cherries?
of oak, and rich scents.
What type of cherries?
It says cherry.
I mean, because coffee has cherries.
Right. Good call. Palette is cherry pie, vanilla, and aged oak.
Cherry pie. Isn't that like Warrant?
Warrant
Yeah.
cherry pie.
I love cherry pie. Ah.
He's dead.
What?
The finish.
Fucking Debbie Downer? What is-
Which one? Who is?
The lead singer of Warrant.
Oh, but not white snake.
he's
Well,
dead.
George Remus is also dead because he's
The finish is rice spice, leather, oak, and long
Did you
and
say
lingering.
rice
Ooh,
spice?
Ooh, it's long and lingering. I don't know
so
about that.
are your farts, but what did you say? Rice? What?
No, I said
Janny
rye
Lane.
rye spice,
rice
leather,
spice.
leather, oak, long and
You
lingering.
know what?
Finish.
I get the rice spice on the back, the finish, right?
Yeah.
Smooth, long finish, giving way to a subtle vanilla sweetness. I don't get that.
See, this is a different one. You have a different one than what I have.
Well, this is the website.
What's the bootlegger's
This is
version?
the actual website. What are
so
you on?
the proof is 94 proof,
Correct.
Yeah,
and
we
the
got
mash
that.
bill is undisclosed.
Believable.
Well, I think
Undisclosed.
I think the interesting thing about this
yes.
is MGP,
NGP.
which is Midwest Grain Product. Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Midwestern grain.
I don't know what the P stands
Products.
I'm not as cool as
Midwestern grain products.
Products. Midwest Grain.
you are. MGP of Indiana.
Yeah, so we talk about this and we could never remember what exactly it stands for. Anyway, they make a lot of the base distillate for a lot of bourbons. Like if you're starting up a bourbon company and you don't have your access to your own grains and shit, you buy from this company.
And vodkas.
Right? Yeah, they make a bunch of crap. But a lot of the bourbons, I know a lot of the craft ones who are just small, they buy their supply from MGP,
Right.
and then they age it and do whatever else they do to it.
Right.
Kinky.
But this is their own. bourbon. They're like, we give all this. I don't even know what they call it. Distillate? Is that what it is? It's not bourbon
Okay,
yet.
so here's
What's it called?
I have a little bit of a problem with this. I know it's free capital, but it's kind of like it's kind of like having a monopoly. you know?
MGP.
Well, a lot of these grow their own
if
shit.
I want to do a bourbon, am I going to have to? I mean, is it
If
Like
you
if
want to
we
do it,
wanted to
conducive
start-
for me to use Dembici products?
We-
if you want to do it quickly, yeah.
Well, a lot of people also buy their shit from Buffalo Trace, from Heaven Hill. A lot of these big ones grow their own grains.
Yeah, but still,
Four Roses.
MGP is providing the base for all those.
Correct. That's
they
why
may not be buying it directly, but it's indirectly.
That's why they say there's a distinct flavor profile to a lot of MGP stuff.
Interesting.
And the people who really, really have that taste profile, they can pick them out.
So
They can say this is an
my,
MGP.
my point by saying that is that there is a monopoly, essentially, unless you go out and you have deep pockets and you want to be your own multi-grain production.
Well, you'd have to buy your own grain. You'd have to mash it. You'd have to do all that stuff, right?
Yeah, but there's only one. It's like AT&T.
No, there's more. MGP's the biggest, right?
Okay, who are some of the other ones?
but you have other ones who supply the same thing, like Heaven's Hill, Buffalo Trace.
Oh, hold on. Buffalo Trace has their own distilleries,
Yes.
so they don't get any of their stuff from NGP.
No.
That's interesting because
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace was actually pretty good.
Yeah. So that they
We've
do their own
outgrown
shit.
it, but it's pretty good.
Right. I've got a bunch of Buffalo Trace in there. Maybe we'll crack that out later tonight.
Well, it's looking like that may happen.
Yeah. Are we turning a corner?
Actually, I may pull out
We
that
turned
Weller's.
a corner when we showed up for the first half.
I know.
Yeah.
We started shooting scotch.
You know
Hey.
what? Look, the Scotch thing wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. It's different. I'm going to have
And I
to
wanna-
pay more attention to
I don't
it.
want to say or convey
No, it
that,
wasn't bad at
the
all.
idea that we're kind of hammered right now is because of the Scotch. Nah, doesn't matter. We would have been hammered anyways.
It was only 80 proof.
Yeah, even better.
Where'd my beer
Scotch-
go?
the
I
Scotch-
took my beer downstairs. God, I'll be back.
Oh,
Here,
my
here, here.
God.
No, I got my full beer downstairs.
Oh.
I'll be right back.
Mm. All right. Well.
Hey, what is that '80s show? No, it is a current show.
Olivia Newton-John.
No, it's a current show today. It's a sitcom today, but it's about the '80s, and it's like a kid that like goes back and look at all the tapes that he recorded when he was a little kid, and it's got the mom with the feathered hair, big poofy hair, and she's like ridiculous about her kids. It's immensely popular. What is that show that's on TV? You have no idea what I'm talking about.
None. Is this
Okay.
on regular TV?
Yeah, I mean it's
No, we don't watch regular TV.
yeah.
So give us some of the actors that are
It's
in
not Modern Family. It's the other one. It's like Jeff.
it. Housebroken.
What's the show that's 80? It's set in the 80s, but it's
Urkel.
Love
current,
Boat.
a current show. It's a current show today, but it's set
Seinfeld.
in the 80s.
Seinfeld.
No,
The Goldbergs.
Goldbergs. Thank you. God,
God.
Goldbergs.
What do you do without me?
So what was the show? Prairie. So what was Michael Landon played on Prairie Fields? Prairie Log. What was the name of
No,
the show?
he was
Little House on the Prairie.
Little
Pure-
House on the
it
Prairie.
was
There
Pure
you go.
Prairie League.
And then he was like a Bonanza.
That's where yes, that was earlier. Then he was on Heavens. Gosh. He was
Oh
on
my God, he had a little thing right there. Heaven can wait, or
Heavens
Heavens.
something. Not Heaven's Gate.
No, it was just Heaven.
No.
Heaven can wait.
Was it
No,
that? Was that what it is?
Heaven can wait was
Oh,
a
you're talking
movie.
about Seventh Heaven.
No.
No, Michael Landon, Mr. Producer.
He was big back in the 80s.
Oh, there was another show he was on.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Michael
that's one of the
Landon.
last ones he was on.
Yeah, it was like where he
Heaven-
was a spiritual guidance
Heaven's Gate.
for. No,
That was
it
a
was
movie.
just
Oh,
Landon.
Michael Landon, Heaven.
Yeah, it was like Heaven or something. Well, it could be Heaven's Can Wait, but I know that's a movie.
Little House on the Prairie.
He was a good,
Highway to Heaven.
Highway to Heaven.
He was
there
a
you go.
good-looking dude.
The theme song was AC/DC.
Scroll back up to when he's a young man in that upper right-hand corner. Look at that.
That's the Bonanza.
What a good-looking dude, man.
Hey, how you doing? What the fucking? What is that? What was that animal?
No wonder he was immensely successful. Look at that.
Yeah. Did you know?
Wow.
Yeah, that Bonanza was. You've been at my dad's. That's where they recorded Bonanza, in that valley.
Wow.
Really?
What a cool dude.
All that footage that was down there in that valley where my dad lives now.
That's crazy. That was
Yeah.
before all the houses were out there.
Yep.
There's like record here. Why? There's nothing here.
There was there's nothing but
Nothing.
ranch land, huge ranches.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
it's, now
Yeah.
it's homes.
Very cool.
Highway to Heaven. Well, so
Well,
there was another dude that was on that show, Highway to Heaven, as a sidekick, and he
I
was
never
also
watched it.
on Prairie, the Little House on the Prairie.
I watched Little House on the Prairie because
House on the Prairie.
I remember I'd go over to my buddy's house
With Laura
after his-
Ingalls.
Yes,
I remember the middle girl who ended
Melissa
up being
Gilbert?
Melissa
yes.
Gilbert,
I thought she was hot.
Yeah,
when she was 12.
that was
13.
creepy
And
as
she had
shit.
pigtails.
13.
Was this when you were?
Keep in mind, I
Indonesia?
was like 7.
No, you were
So
like
that's okay.
36 watching reruns.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I was
Wow.
I was identifying as
12
a
years
7-year-old.
old.
I was identifying as a 7-year-old when I watched it.
I couldn't
And
tell you.
They have Harriet
I watched it- I watched-
Olsen and her brother.
I watched a ton of these. How many?
Because they would go to
episodes?
the
Of course, we all did. It
corner
was
store, the
amazing.
general store. They would have an account set up, so they were like, his dad owned the sawmill. He worked at the sawmill and he'd spend his all day.
And they had Apple Pay.
I don't think they had Apple Pay.
Oh, you said they had an account.
Yeah. Well, Richard Bull, Nell Olson, he's the guy
or
that
is it
owned the
Matthew
general store.
Labortereau?
Who was that? The Albert.
You know
Quinn
what's
Ingalls?
sad?
That
When
was the brother.
It's sad when we look up shows that we watched when we were kids, and like half or more than half are dead.
Well,
A lot of these people
Isn't that
folks are dead.
sad?
Well, and I remember all that, like the teacher, the movie, the mouse thing.
Who, Catherine?
Producer there. The Catherine and McGregor, Harriet Olsen. The Olsens had a whole family. And,
Of course.
and they were so obnoxious because the Olsens were the owner of
Rich.
the general store. So they had
Yeah.
more money. And so the daughter wore all this pompous stuff. And, Laura Ingalls
Willie
was like,
Olson was a douchebag bully, I'm sure.
You know
yeah.
what? I bet if I went back and watched this, I would love it. I would love to watch it all
Well,
over again. Why not?
They
It's good, wholesome entertainment, man.
It really was, but they're all white, so they're not going to be able to pass that up. But look how long it went. It went on for 9 years, from 1974 to 1983. Little House on the Prairie. Melissa Gilbert.
I thought she was so.
and she-
I was amazed when she transitioned from a young girl to a woman. I was like, wow.
This is like one of the first opportunities
hit
they had a
Pornhub.
spinoff where
When
you had
she was
Melissa Sue Anderson
one
as
day
Mary
over
Ingalls.
18. I remember being like, wow.
Did the cleavage come out then?
Right,
I mean,
Cleavage
look at
is
her.
right
She's
there.
beautiful. Just stop. She's beautiful.
Yeah, she had a little bit too much work done.
Yeah.
There was a time
I
where
hate when they do that.
Boy, look at the boob on her.
Oh, stop.
Jeez.
That's not her. Who
yeah,
that?
it is.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful.
She definitely had some boob jobs.
Oh, stop.
Go back
All
and
right,
look.
so-
They're
all right,
ginormous. And
But her
just-
sister actually, remember when her sister went blind?
Yes.
And they sent her away to some sort of
the show?
school where she learned how to read Braille, and she had some dude that she fell in love with, some professor.
You really watched a lot of this show.
I was sheltered.
I watched a lot,
No
but I don't remember
kidding.
that. I remember she went blind.
Damn, like you're busting out. You remember she read Braille and then he touched her hand, and you remember.
Well, it was interesting because they went through a lot of
It
different
was
things.
windy
'cause
that day.
She was
And
like,
remember her hair was blowing around. Remember that?
to write because she wrote a letter to her sister, and
there we go.
and she would
the
use
hell?
a ruler.
Did she write it in Braille?
She used a ruler, put it on a piece of paper,
No, she didn't.
and she used a pen touching the ruler so that she could write in straight lines.
Did she write in Braille?
No, that's not a thing.
Well, they have like a.
Well, then how could she write? She couldn't see it.
yeah, they have a
Well,
whole.
no.
They have
Her
a whole
sister
punch.
can see what she's writing, but she couldn't see what her sister wrote because she would be Sue, which is the blind one. Laura Ingalls,
It doesn't make
Melissa
sense to
Gilbert
me.
was not the blind one.
You know what?
Who was writing it? The blind one?
All right, back up one.
My God.
Go back
so
up
the
one.
blind lady was
Time out.
writing a book
Back up one.
No.
in
No, hold on.
longhand.
Just
See,
stop
Melissa
right
Sue
now.
Anderson, Mary Ingalls.
Your obsession with this show is making me uncomfortable.
So stop. Okay, so
She was
Melissa
writing that
Sue.
in Cyrillic.
This was like one of this almost
Now we
happened
have
where
to
they
look up
almost had a
Cyrillic.
spinoff. So Melissa Sue Anderson.
Hey,
You don't know
hold
what Cyrillic is?
Of course I do. Who doesn't know what Cyrillic is?
I
Here we go
don't.
again. We have to look it up because he wants to be 144% right or 144 for 144.
Yeah,
Yeah, good luck
That's a
spelling
fictitious
Cyrillic.
number.
No, it's CY.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the
Oh,
Russian.
you know how to spell
it's
it, too.
Russian.
Wow.
No, C.
What is
Oh.
that?
Oh, it's some sort of battery.
Oh, there you go.
CRY.
Oh, it's a
Some
drug.
sort of box you put your dick in.
You're
Ah,
like-
it's a dick in the box.
That's that's. Yeah.
It's a dick
Now
in
we
the
got
box.
acrylic.
No,
That's
not
not it either.
acrylic. It's not acrylic. It's psychedelic.
Psychedelic.
That's
Cyclobenzaprine.
that's-
Anyway, that's
Okay,
what
he's
PS.
yeah. Our producer's really struggling with this. You know why? Because it's not a real word.
it
All right,
is.
let's move on.
No, we're doing this. Fucking get it right. You tell them how it's fucking spelled.
Yeah, you don't know how it's spelled like. That's why. Look at him. He's looking up what
The
the
Journal of Fashion of Cycling, images of it's a psychedelic is a
Psychodelic?
cycling guides for women. No, that's not
cyclodelic.
it.
Cyclodelic. No, hold on. What is the word? Now you don't even remember
What is
the
the
word.
word?
It is CYRILLIC.
Oh, good lord.
No, so he chose out of a pool of words that already pre-exist.
Cyrillic.
Cyrillic alphabet.
You've missed the IC.
Yeah, there's an IC in there.
L-I-C.
Cyrillic.
There
Here
you
we
go.
Cyrillic.
It's a script.
Oh, God.
Russian,
Do you know-
Bulgarian, Serbian, Ukrainian, and other Slavic languages.
Why would you use such a far-fetched
Yeah, why would
word
you
to
say
fill in a
Cyrillic?
gap?
Like if somebody says, use that in a
That's kind
sentence.
of like having someone really small driving a large truck. Just to why?
Why did you say the word Cyrillic? What?
Because we were trying to figure out what language the sister was writing
No,
her
it's
letter in.
Braille.
He says Braille
No.
is impossible, so I said Cyrillic.
No, she wasn't
I know you
writing.
did.
Okay, first of all, she would be the sister, Mary Ingalls, who was she was blind. How can Mary Ingalls fucking pump out Braille? Why would she pump out Braille?
Well,
if
so I
she's
said-
writing to her sister
Time
that's
out.
not blind,
Time
it
out.
wouldn't be in Braille.
Time out. I have a
Sisters to her letter would be in
I
Braille.
have a bigger question. Who the fuck knows what Cyrillic is besides freaking
It's a
Jeff?
fucking language.
It's ridiculous. Why would you
It's a
know what this
language.
is?
Dude,
Explain to
it's
me
it's a
where
national
in-
script of various Slavic, Turkic, Mongolic, Uralic, and Iranic-speaking countries in southwestern
You know
Europe,
what?
Eastern Europe, and the Caucasian,
I gotta be honest. I'm getting tired of you knowing shit that is totally fucking random.
Central Asia, North Asia, and
where
East
are
Asia.
you
It's
learning
fucking
this?
everywhere.
I
Where
have
are
no
you
idea.
learning this?
I'm telling you, he's got this daily rip-off calendar with the most ridiculous words. He's in there and he's taking
So
the shit,
paniculum
and he's
was on the
he's
calendar?
power driving
Yes.
through all these different calendars, ripping them off, and he's got these numbers. That,
I'm with Sean. No, 100%.
Have
I'm with
word of the
Sean
day.
right here. No,
Word of the day.
I'm with Sean.
Word of the
Ridiculous,
day calendar.
ridiculous words of the day.
I got the Gaelic word of the day
Strontium.
calendar. I've got the
And here we- back
periodical
to strontium.
table,
Thank you, Mr.
the
Producer.
Day, word of the day.
Way to work in strontium.
I've got the Russian dialect.
The
word
only
of the
thing missing
day.
from this podcast is all news.
Fat
All news.
people's lives matter.
All right.
Rip
All
off the
right.
day with paniculum.
Okay, we're overwhelming the viewers. Or
I've never seen the term Uralic, though. What does that mean?
No, it
No.
doesn't mean anything.
And Uralic.
Yeah, it sounds like some sort of urinary
I know,
infection.
It does sound,
Cyrillic.
So it's
Really?
kind of like a urethritis, spirochete, bacteria.
All right, left turn. Wow, that overwhelmed
Well,
me.
we were talking. We got off. Anyway,
Yes.
are we
So,
finished
hold on.
with the
Uralic languages from a language family of 38 languages spoken by approximately 25 million people. Paul, get your shit together. Predominantly in the northeastern Eurasia, which is what the
Doesn't
fuck
say
does that
Eurasia.
mean?
Where are you
So
reading that? I'm
Uralic
reading
languages
Northern
with the most native
Scan-
speakers are Hungarian,
Scandinavia.
Finnish, Estonian,
Oh God.
while
I'm
other
getting-
significant languages as Ursa, Moksha, Mari, Erdmont,
You're killing
Sami, Komi, spoken in northern regions of Scandinavia and the Russian Federation.
You're
Fuck
killing
off.
it.
See, I've never heard of any of
Nicely
those.
None of
done.
them.
See, now we know.
Uralic.
Now you know.
Now we could go.
And
Was,
you know
was,
what's
she
weird?
writing
Of
Urzia?
all that, Jeff memorized all those fucked up words, man. Oldmart,
Right.
Sami, Komi.
So the next time, here we go. The next
He
time
doesn't
you're at
know.
happy hour at a bar and some
Which should be
beautiful,
never.
beautiful brunette walks up to you, you can, and she speaks in some
Hi.
Eastern European.
Guess
no,
what?
hold
The
on, hold
Eastern
on.
Bloc.
She's like,
I
hello,
speak in Braille.
hello, how are you? And you're like, is that Cyrillic that you're speaking?
Uralic.
I'd like to Urel you.
Oh, really?
Ba-da-bum.
So I think Sean had the
No.
hots for this lady.
That one's
She
bad.
was hot. She
Melissa
had
Sue
beautiful
Anderson.
blue
Who
eyes.
the hell is that?
Melissa Sue Anderson.
That's Melissa Sue Anderson. She
Oh,
was
that's
Mary
the older
Ingalls on Little
sister.
House on the
That's
Prairie.
the blind older sister.
That's the blind older sister from Melissa Gilbert.
that
Laura
looks
Ingalls.
old. What
Who
does she look?
knows
What does she
Cyrillic?
look like? She wrote it in Braille.
She did.
She wrote Cyrillic
Braille
and Braille.
Cyrillic.
Yeah.
So what does
That's
she
the
look
thing.
like these days?
I don't think
Current
Cyrillic
photo-
existed back then.
I think it's an ancient language. Click
it
on that
really?
current photo of Melissa Sue Anderson. God, I haven't thought of. No, not on the
Look at
picture.
that. You wouldn't do that?
You haven't thought of her? What were you about to say? I haven't thought of her in so long.
Yeah, Look
Yes.
at that. Look at that.
Well, you thought of her?
No, I said I
Oh,
have
no.
not.
But she, I always
I know,
thought
but
she had
that
pretty
implies
eyes.
at one point you did.
She could have been Michelle Pfeiffer's mom.
I was going to say she looks like Michelle Pfeiffer, 100%.
She's pretty. I don't see Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer's prettier than she is.
No, in the older,
Well,
when
you
she's
know,
older, she
that's
looks
not
more
true.
Michelle Pfeiffer-y.
No.
That's a word too. Michelle Pfeiffer.
So that's an adjective?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna
Michelle
spin that.
Pfeiffer-y.
I like that one Laura. I like the Ingalls picture there with the backdrop as a bushel of wood in the back.
A wood stack.
A bundle of sticks?
No, those aren't sticks. Those are logs.
Oh,
But
okay.
you know, if you categorize not categorize, if you put logs into or sticks into a
No.
What?
No, you don't.
Well, no, look.
No, you don't do anything with sticks or
So
logs.
back in the
Anyway.
1700s, 1600s, you would take things to put on the fire. I mean, hey, look, you have these bushels.
A bushel of sticks.
You would have bushel of sticks,
And
logs,
that's the end of
and
that
you would
story.
Well, actually, it's
What?
hey, rip open another
Bushel of sticks.
But they didn't call them bushel of sticks.
Yeah, they did. They said, go get some firewood for the
No,
fire.
they said what's going on? Hey, all right, move on.
Everybody knows where you're going here, homie.
I don't understand. You know what? I don't think that's true. I don't think people
You're not
know
gonna
what a
get
bundle of sticks means.
It was a ferret.
Ferret.
You know what? It was funny
Anyway,
because here I was at a party, and
You told this story.
we've told the story.
you know what?
Like
Some
a
of the people
million
haven't listened to. You know what?
This bourbon's good. It
They
smells good.
they stopped the podcast the last time you told this story.
Wow, there's a bundle of sticks
So Paul,
on the wall. and
at
they
the
called
end
it-
of the last episode, you said you wanted to mention your adventure to Arkansas.
Oh yes. This
How did
past-
that trip go? You took it in a day. You opted out, not spend the night, and so
Yeah.
you saved a nickel, and now you came back today.
Well,
next
it
day
wasn't
reckless.
about saving money. All right, so here we go. So
And then it rained.
well,
oh my god!
okay, I guess the story's
That
over.
story's over. Way to go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thanks. Anyway, he got all the
The
highlights.
end.
All right, let's move on to something else.
Well,
What
walk
the
us through
hell,
what
man?
happened.
God, let me tell a story, brother. God, you just ruined all the highlights.
I smell cinnamon.
That was
in
me.
this.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well,
Spicy fur.
let us know
I
when
ate
you're done
these
smelling
wonderful
whatever.
marshmallows.
Every 2 minutes, you chime in with something else you smell from
So
this
you
bourbon.
had to go up to
All right, here
Arkansas
we go.
to
All right, so yes, well, I had to move my son out. He's graduated from Arkansas, and we needed to get up there and get the rest of his stuff, right?
He's an adult. He should have done it by himself.
all by himself.
Well, you know.
All by himself.
Oh, God.
He should have done.
All right, no more of this bourbon. Anyway, so I rent a U-Haul trailer, which I've never pulled a trailer
call
with
that?
my Expedition before, so
like
I had to
like a-
buy the little insert that goes
Oh,
into
yeah.
the square hole. I was like, God, I thought I had a hitch.
Tough love.
I've never had a hitch because I've never needed one. Anyway, so I rented the trailer.
Did you get the right size hitch?
I did.
How do you know?
Because it slid right in there and the pin went in there. And,
Slid.
Well, you can have an extra large condom too. It would slide right in there, but it could slide out.
right. Well, it didn't. It pulled the trailer and they hooked it up and everything was great. So
That's good.
then we
So you
drove
made it
5
safely?
hours up there.
So how
5
much stuff was
hours.
it? Like, did it fill up a big trailer?
Well, no, but that's the thing. We only had two. Let's see. We had a bed frame. We had a box spring, a king size box spring, and a king size
So it was
mattress.
a small trailer.
I tell you what, we didn't fill up much of the trailer at all. No. It's a 6x12 trailer. It was
Okay.
no, it was a good size trailer because it needed to do a king size bed,
Okay.
right? So it was, $45, $35 a day, whatever. The
Oh,
cost-
that's fantastic.
Oh, it's great. The cost was not an issue, right? So we drive 5 hours, and I'm listening to the podcast all the way up there, right? Which made the time go by so fast.
You were chortling.
I was laughing about how you say stupid funny shit and how Sean says nothing because he's on his phone, and how no, none of that happened.
Oh,
That was earlier podcast, by the way.
Right.
You doing
Flintstone?
Flintstone, yeah. Anyway, so we get up there, and
Smart.
and the first thing we need to do, because we get there around like 6:37, we're hungry, we're tired, it's been 5 hours. We're gonna go to his favorite burger joint. So he says we're gonna go through the drive-through. Well, I'm pulling a trailer, right? So first off, it took forever, and the person behind me
What was the where'd you
so
stop
get
at?
this. The person behind me was desperately trying to get to the ordering window, but he couldn't. I had a
Because you
trailer.
had so there was like 15 feet behind you.
Yes. So I'm looking. I'm not trying to be. I try not to inconvenience other people, right? But in the back of my mind, I can't. I mean, fuck. I'm in a drive-through. I have a trailer. What do you want me to do?
There's a car in front of me.
Yes, and there's a car in front of me, and nothing's happening. We're not moving at all.
Were they inching up, trying to get as close as
and
they could?
Yes, and I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and he's like, I can tell he's getting frustrated because if he could be placing his order, by the time he gets up to the window, it'll be done, but he can't get there.
Right.
And I've already ordered. And the trailer's blocking the ordering window. So I'm
Right.
feeling, I'm like, what an asshole.
What an asshole.
What an asshole. Anyway, we literally were in that line for 30 plus minutes. It was the longest, I swear to you, it was the longest I've ever been in a drive-through ever, right?
Was it worth it?
Well, so we get the food. Then we're not far from the house, right? We're pulling up for the first time. We haven't gotten in there yet. And I'm like, okay, well, Dylan says, well, I hope it's not locked. And I'm like, and it's never locked, right? Because they always just leave it unlocked, right? And he goes, I hope it's not unlocked. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you better not have a key. But the reality is the key was with his car, which was being worked on back at home.
Right. 5 hours away.
Yeah. And his roommates are not there. They're both in Colorado. So we get into the house, and it's locked. And every window in the entire place is locked. All the sliding doors are locked. He climbs up on the second story off the balcony thing, and it's locked. And so I'm like, oh, this is great. At least 30, 40 minutes while the food is sitting in a bag, right? I'm starving to death.
Coagulating.
Yeah. Fries are perfect when they've been sitting for an hour. Have you guys ever had fries that sit for an hour?
Yeah, they're called garbage.
They get
Nasty.
better and better and better.
Just like cardboard.
Yeah, the only way you can eat those is if you puree them and put them on top of French fries.
I tell you what, I was so hungry, it didn't matter. Anyway, so he comes down from checking the entire house, and he says, well, I guess we have no choice. We're going to have to break in. And he's describing needing to break a window. I'm like, no. No, that cost me money.
Right.
I'm like, no, you're going to walk down to the main office and you're going to find the emergency after hours phone number on the window. And you know what I mean? And you're going to call somebody. Well, luckily somebody was there giving interviews. So he just walked in there and was like, I can't get into my house. And they gave him a key and he came back twice because they gave him the wrong key or whatever. Anyway, he finally got in. I was like, good Lord. Really?
Now my food's cold.
Now my food's cold and all that kind of shit.
They didn't have a microwave?
Well, we were hungry. We ate.
Nuking things alters flavor. I
It's
think.
even worse.
Yeah.
Should have used one of those. Were those an induction little fryers?
Oh, air fryer.
Like an air fryer.
Yeah,
You got
air
one of those,
fryer.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been nice. I didn't bring it with me, though.
No, you don't just bring it.
I didn't bring it
wherever
with
you
me
go?
on this trip. I usually carry it with me
Keep it in the
everywhere
back
I
seat.
go.
Keep it in the back seat just
I
in
always
case.
bring mine.
Just in case.
Always.
with a card.
Yeah,
Easy-
just in case I
easy
want
to
to
take.
air fry fries that have sat around for an hour.
Solar powered.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I can hook it up to the exhaust. of the
Exercise
car
bike
at work.
powered.
Anyway, so we end up packing up super quick, like in an hour. And I'm like, let's go back. I mean, what's the point? Right? Let's go back. We can get back at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we did. We busted out 5 hours later because we had a little mishap where the mattress was threatening to fly off the trailer. But we managed to tamp it down, and then there we go. We got in at 2:30 in the morning and left it in the driveway. No big deal. We're going to go to bed, catch some sleep. 6:30 in the morning, my wife wakes up in a panic. It's pouring rain.
She says, just like that?
Pouring rain. Oh, she freaked out. The whole house was up,
Was she
running around. Screaming as if armed intruders were scampering around the house, killing everybody.
Yeah,
And
but I bet everyone got up and everyone
was
joined
up.
in.
The entire house was up. So I opened the back door, and I'm thinking, okay, well, it's sprinkling. So, yeah, I open up the back door. It is the most intense downpour ever. And I literally start laughing. I'm like, well, there's no point now. I mean, it doesn't matter what we do. It is 100%. It's 100% wet. Like,
This was
if
an
you have a
open bed
little
trailer?
meter,
Right.
100% wet.
This was an open bed
Open trailer.
What? Where the fuck did you get this trailer?
From U-Haul.
Yeah, they sold
Why
it.
would you get
They
an
rent
open bed
those.
trailer?
Because it wasn't supposed to rain. And it only rained over Frisco.
Yeah, there was like a very small,
I
intense
would
cell.
have never ever rent an open.
But I left it on the driveway. We were done. We were home. We won. We won.
Yeah.
And then,
And then you lose.
And I couldn't get the damn straps undone because I was thinking, okay, we'll just pull off the things that matter, like the mattress and the box spring, and then we'll leave the tables. It doesn't matter if the tables get wet. But I couldn't get the it was freaking Arctic rain. I was shivering. It was
it like
freezing.
Was it like glacier ice cubes?
It was crazy. Yes.
Oh man!
It came straight from Greenland.
Did you harvest any of that water?
I should have.
Bottled it.
Dylan and I were laughing our asses off because it was the coldest
Dude,
damn
you could
rain
have taken
ever.
your shirt off.
You could have nipped
You could
it.
have.
Had nipple blades.
Dylan could have
Unbelievable.
butt-luged like canisters of this. We could be being butt-luged Arctic
No.
ice cubes right now.
It was freezing cold. So I jump in the car. I
God.
start to back it up, and I suck at backing up trailers because I've never really done it that much. And I'm going the wrong direction, and I'm bumping into stuff, and I finally get into the fucking garage. And at that point, really, it was 180% soaked. It didn't matter.
I think there's
Anyway.
baking spices in this too. I smell that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some allspice kind of
Allspice and some
flavor.
cloves.
Anyway, that's the end of my story.
So did you
Yeah,
get
that's
wet,
heart-wrenching.
or did you dodge the rain?
I got soaked,
Yeah.
and then I came inside and took a hot shower, and then dried off and fell into bed.
And you fell asleep for probably 7-8 hours, huh?
Yeah, I didn't get up until like noon, 11 noon.
Is that when we went to Total Want or Goody Goody?
Yeah, not long after that.
Yeah.
That was a
Do
fun
you guys,
day.
you guys noticing the gas prices keep climbing?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
What-
climbing higher and
Well,
higher
what
right
was
now.
what was the most recent? The most
Well, a lot of it has to do with summer, right? Gas prices always go up in the summer,
Yeah, but
regardless. But gas prices always go up in the
they
summer.
did. But with Trump, they never went higher than $3.
Well, no, correct. Are they over $3 now?
It's right at the cusp. It's $2.65. It's over $3 in certain areas of the country.
Well,
country.
when the whole pipeline got hacked, it was up $2.90 when I purchased. That was the
So-
highest I've seen in a while.
Well, there's
You go to
there's
California, it's probably
breaking
$5
news.
a gallon.
From June 15, 2021, a federal judge halts what they're calling the Biden attack on American energy.
Oh, really?
So, in a victory for oil-producing states and the American consumer, a federal judge issued an injunction barring the president and Department of the Interior officials from implementing a pause that stopped new federal lease sales and the issuances of new leases previously won in competitive bidding. 12 states, excluding New Mexico, and bringing the suit in the Western District of Louisiana.
Put California in there.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good news.
So the press release, Attorney General Landry commented that this is a victory for not only for the rule of law, but also for the thousands of workers who produce affordable energy. Declared Attorney General, it's so much more than that.
Look at that.
What's at stake is the federal offshore produces 15% of the nation's crude oil, with access to cut off to new leases. Exploration effectively ceases and forced into going out of business sales. This would affect the economies and Louisiana and Texas most directly, but the supply chain for offshore stretches from coast to coast. There's a lot at stake.
Does that
I don't get
include
it.
the pipeline?
No, it doesn't even
Keystone?
include the pipeline. The pipeline is dead. You talking about the Keystone pipeline?
Yeah.
Well, just that one. There's a million other pipelines. That's the thing. If you look at a map, I'll give that to you.
Why?
I think we should all hydrate. Okay.
I'm hydrating.
I'm
here.
hydrating too.
Thank you.
It doesn't mean we're done. We're just hydrating.
Oh.
It's always smart to drink one and have a water and then drink another one and have a water. Anyway, if you looked at a map of the pipelines that crisscross the United States, you would be like, why do we care about, look at that. Look at that.
Well, I think it's the fact. Well, you're right.
You'd be like, why do we care about one more, which is the Keystone Pipeline? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's become a political
it's a
bullshit
political.
hot potato.
It's
It is.
because it crosses a border.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm sure some of those red ones up there across the border.
Of course they do. Of course they do. Where do you think they go when they hit that line at the top?
So
Boy,
where,
I tell you what,
where is the
man.
Keystone?
Look at this map of pipelines all over the United States, which is the safest way to transport oil.
I tell you what, Texas is
And
got
gas.
the bulk,
Yes,
and
of course.
Oklahoma, Texas and Oklahoma, Louisiana down there.
Louisiana's getting like butt fucked. Look at that.
There are so many pipelines along the Gulf Coast
It's wow.
that you can't even see them. It's just this red blurred line.
It was a blob.
It's a blob all the way through the Gulf Coast. Well, at least through what? What is that? Louisiana? It doesn't go into Florida, interestingly.
No.
And there is one that's under the Gulf of Mexico. Look at that blue one that goes under the Gulf of Mexico into Florida, which
That is interesting.
which is Tampa. That's Tampa right there. Interesting. Anyway, the point is, it looks like a freaking human.
Looks like veins.
It looks like veins all over the place. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it does.
And
I
it was so
never
important
realized
to
there
shut
were
down
so
one
many-
more pipeline.
Maybe it's the volume of energy or liquid that it's passing. Maybe it's
I just
a
think it's a
larger
political.
volume.
It's a political football, is what it is.
Completely. It's a hot potato, and he
Well,
wanted to
but-
get some wins with the greenies
But
by shutting it down when
but
Trump said move forward.
It's more than that, though. The shit doesn't populate on the news for not a reason, and the reason why it's populated on the news is because who purchased? What's the antithesis on this? You have Warren Buffett who purchased all those the trains
Yeah,
to
so
get the to take
Didn't
up.
you
from-
say?
Yeah, we
somebody
talked
said
about
that's
that.
debunked.
that has been debunked. I hate to say that
When-
because that sounds like a perfect conspiracy theory,
it does,
but
and
it's been debunked.
well.
Warren Buffett, look up Warren Buffett Keystone Pipeline, because that is what everybody was saying. That's why the Keystone Pipeline was shut down, because Warren Buffett owns the
See,
railroads.
That is like
So-
that's just bullshit. This is the reason why people aren't getting along. Is all this fake news they put out there on both sides.
Yes. So anyway, so you guys can read that. Let's see if that's true.
Well, it's also
Joe
also
Biden canceled the Keystone Pipeline because Warren Buffett donated $50 million to his campaign. Biden said he issued an executive order canceling the pipeline's construction permit for economic and environmental reasons. Buffett didn't comment or didn't make any contributions. So Buffett didn't make any contributions to his 2020 presidential campaign. But that doesn't mean he didn't make any contributions.
But
it
you
could
know
have
what?
been to the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah, and that doesn't PolitiFact.
well,
Not
that's the thing.
all that reliable either.
well, that's what I think. Who are you going to trust here?
Who are we going to trust?
That's the problem. Because you're reading one thing, all of a sudden you go to another source, they say it's fake. So which one are you going to believe?
Yeah, because they can't allow that to make their light of day, because that would make Biden look bad.
And the way
Correct.
that money transfers back and forth, it's always. I mean, for a lot of these guys that are
maybe he
taking
did it.
campaign money, it comes from a shell corporation.
He did it in Dogecoin.
You know what? I would rather.
Dogecoin.
Okay, so do this. Look up Warren Buffett railroad oil.
Well,
I want to know if he transports, if he owns railroads and he transports oil.
doesn't he own BASF?
Will Warren Buffett really make billions off of the Keystone? Let's see what that says.
Yeah, they're backtracking. They keep going back.
It's complicated, it says. Well, that tells you right there that he's going to make money.
Yeah, well,
All right, false information can take many forms. Maybe it's time the fake Robin Williams quote your aunt shared on Facebook.
What the-
Shut up. What is this crap?
Foundation for Economic Education fee.
and that's
Who
where
knows?
and it comes to this point every single time when you're trying to
Trying to find
debunk
something
these
real.
things and you
Yeah.
go back and forth. It's kind of like, all right, what's kind of hard when you just simply don't know what's real and what's not real anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's frustrating because who knows? You know, we may be wrong about everything, you know, but I just don't believe it. I don't feel it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
So-
In the meantime, the United States is taking the hit. Prices are going up everywhere.
Well, inflation's starting to hit.
You know, it's just like
guys, it was only a matter of time, and it didn't take that much time.
No.
I mean, when you spend $4
do
trillion,
you think the same thing would have happened with Trump in office right now?
No.
No, he would not have spent that money. No,
No, he wouldn't have spent all that money.
no, they're going crazy doing these crazy $2 and $3 and $4 trillion stimulus and this and that and infrastructure and all that bullshit. They're spending money they don't have. We're on record deficits, right? We are already on record deficits, but he blew it out of the water. But they believe in tax and spend, tax and spend, tax and spend. You're going to tax and spend your way out of a bad situation,
Yeah,
and they've
well,
already proved it doesn't
Just print
work.
more money, quantitative easy.
They don't care
Just print
because
more money.
China's going to own us.
They already do. And yes, you're right.
They don't care.
They don't care.
Rat bastards.
Yeah.
I know.
So we had another
George Soros.
George Soros.
George Soros.
So we had another map up here, and I found it interesting about the most misspelled words in each state,
Yeah.
and I found it very interesting. And some of them are the same.
So
Some,
where do they get the? Where
well,
do
this
they,
is from Google. So people type into Google, how do you spell, like in Texas, confident was searched the most. How do I spell this in Texas? Confident. So there's some.
You know what's interesting, though? It is the only state that has the word confident. All these other ones have the same word over and over again, like definitely and believe and quarantine and
Yeah.
favorite and which. but it's the only state that has the word confident. Isn't
Well,
that bizarre?
Florida has Pharaoh, so
That doesn't make sense.
and Alaska
It
has
makes no sense.
80.
80.
80?
I didn't even see that.
Oh, that's down there on the left.
Where's
isn't it?
Hawaii?
Hawaii
It's
has
Every.
has every.
So are these examples how they spell every in quarantine? As in
Oh.
quarantine?
They like
Oh my
corn
gosh.
as in the
Corn.
and then teen as in
Teen.
teenager. That is such a dork.
Quarantine. You know, if they would end this quarantine, we would have a much better time.
In the central north region,
Oh, my
the
God.
North South Dakota and was that
That's
Montana?
Nebraska.
Is that Nebraska? They've got it's believe. The word believe. All three of them. The same
Yeah.
word.
Believe.
And favorite seems to be a huge fuck
Favorites
up too.
everywhere.
Quarantine is everywhere.
Quarantine.
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 I'll tell you what.
Coronavirus.
Oklahoma, is that Kansas right above Oklahoma? Missouri?
Yes.
Yes.
Multiplication.
I don't believe this.
Multiplication.
Multiplication. Multiplication.
Look at Idaho. Peace.
What's Idaho? Peace? Oh, God.
Like a
that's
piece
so
of the
funny.
pie?
I just think it's so funny that confident is Texas's word. I mean, why? I don't understand that.
Well, it's
at all.
interesting that California as well. Separate.
Yeah,
They want
separate.
to
Yeah.
just keep everyone
Or so
separate.
Rhode Island, if you look at the list on the right, Rhode Island is separate.
Correct.
And then D.C., Washington, D.C. is succeed, which I'm sure is secede.
Yes.
I don't
Right.
know. Crazy. But coronavirus is everywhere, dude.
Delaware's
Nobody
government.
knew how to spell
Government's not on there.
coronavirus.
Look at North Carolina. Exercise.
Oh,
Get
that's,
outta
that's unique.
here.
That's unique for sure.
Well, that's an easy one to spell.
Exercise.
Exercise.
I don't know.
West Virginia doesn't even have anything. Actually, it does. It's coronavirus. They just didn't fit it in there.
Oh, yeah. Watch.
So anyway,
look
I've-
at Maine. Watch.
Watch.
How could you fuck up watch? No.
Yeah, how do you
no.
misspell watch?
I don't believe it. This is a farce. I don't believe it.
That's what pushed it over the edge for you?
Well, I mean, no, but yes. Now I'm like, I'm done.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, you know what? People, I tell you what, I read. Okay, granted, I read work emails all the time. People can't spell. They can't. Most people have issues with something. But what shocks me is the spelling mistakes I find in articles,
Yeah, everywhere.
news articles, all the time. All the time. First off, I find misspelled words that are flat out misspelled, which makes no sense to me because they should at least spell check, right? But then there's words that are a word, but they're using it incorrectly,
All right.
right?
So-
like not instead of note, they forgot to put the
Well,
E on the end, right?
It does it correct because not is a real word.
Because not's a real word, right?
Correct.
I at least understand those mistakes. But dude, I took one journalism class in college, and if you had any mistakes at all, it was an automatic F.
Yeah.
Automatic.
Yeah.
Did
I'll
you
tell you
have
what-
Did you have the same thing? Because you had.
I didn't
What
have
was
any
your
journalism.
degree? I know, but you had.
No, mine was in, I don't think it really fucking matters, but it was a bachelor's of science in communication. So I did a lot of radio.
And you had no journalism classes in radio or communications?
I took, no. I didn't have
That's
any journalism.
surprising to me.
I had radio journalism, but it wasn't writing,
Right.
right? So I didn't have
okay,
to write. I mean, I had to write scripts, but they didn't check my spelling and shit like that.
Right.
Can you speak it well? Does the script sound good? You know, I had to do storyboards and all that shit, but they didn't check spelling and grammar and
yeah.
shit
Oh
like
God,
that.
they did in my journalism class.
You know what?
Wow.
With Outlook, and I have Grammarly on my work computer,
Right.
and I'm like, I never realized how grammatically incorrect I have been my entire life based off
Really?
of these programs. Yes, I'm just like, really? You're telling me I need to change this? I'm using a plural when I shouldn't be, or
Right.
this.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
grammatically
should be-
incorrect, you mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
grammatically incorrect. I'm just like,
Yeah. No, it's highlighting things as you're just about to
yeah, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, it reads correctly to me,
Right.
but apparently it's wrong. So then I'm like, okay, what do you suggest? And sometimes I use too many words, right? Like in the case of, they'll say they'll change
In
all-
regard to,
they'll change all that out to one word to say you need to say this instead because
Right.
it's clearer.
you're being
understand-
redundant.
Correct. So some of it's that way, but Mr. Producer found
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I think that's a legitimate word on how you spell it. But Mr. Producer found the U.S. News most commonly misspelled words.
Oh, come on. No one ever tries to spell that word. Nobody could spell that
What,
word.
cousin?
Veteran.
No, I'm talking about supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Looks like a couple of states have it.
Yep, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Why would you even try to spell that? That's retarded.
Fiance. So anyway, yeah, the one we looked at. What was it? So go up to the top. What was that map they
God,
had?
beautiful is everywhere.
Yeah, people have a hard time spelling beautiful.
It's
They really do.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird. It's got a bunch of vowels in a string.
They
well,
do.
Well, spell facetious.
Yeah.
It's the only word that has all the vowels.
Impressive. Have you ever used that in a sentence?
Facetious.
FASCITIOUS.
Stop being facetious.
Right there.
That means
There it
sarcastic.
is.
Sarcasm.
Face.
AEIOU. Doesn't have a Y.
Facetious. Well, why
Is
is not?
Y
Why
That's
is not one of the
fallacious.
vowels?
Hold on. Is that
Is
the
Y
word?
a vowel?
Facetious?
A-E-I-O-U. That's it.
AEY. Sometimes
Treating
Y.
serious issues with
A-E-I-O-U.
And
deliberately
sometimes Y.
inappropriate.
Never Y.
That's how I learned it.
No, you're
Huh,
wrong.
I didn't
And
realize
sometimes
that.
Y.
Yeah, but English is not your first language.
Like hymen.
What?
Like hymen.
Who's he?
You know, I love that. That's a great
You mean
segue.
Jaime?
I have a hymen story.
You been horseback riding?
I'm just desperately trying to get off of facious.
No, that's
Facious.
facetious.
I want to hear your hymen story.
I don't have a hymen story.
A-E-I-O-U.
And I don't have a hymen.
It's got all 5 vowels. That was the reason.
You just now caught up to that?
No, that was the reason why I said it.
I know. Where you been? Hey, welcome.
No, I've been listening
No.
to you spout off about
His
stuff I
hymen?
don't want to repeat.
Paul's hymen.
Well, my hymen?
Well, you guys don't have hymens, first of all. I hope not.
I don't have a hymen.
You have one on your butt.
I have a hymen
That's
on
an
my butt?
O-ring.
Wow.
That's a grommet.
The men's, that's a grommet. you know, speaking of, off the record, we've got, before
Off the
I got-
record, as we said on the podcast.
time out. Let's stop
off
right
the,
there.
hold on, let me say that.
Immediately end whatever you're going to say if it's off the record.
Prior to coming to the podcast today, I went to a store up the street, literally up the street, Living Things, that furniture store.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice in there.
I would
Where is
rate-
that?
They've got some nice.
Hillcrest and 121 on the north side, so
It's
it's on the
brand new.
northeast side.
121. Got it.
They've got some nice stuff in there.
Oh, it's a big place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well, I
It's
mean,
the northeast corner.
it's not as big as IKEA. It's not as big as Nebraska Warehouse. It's
I've
about
never-
as big
yeah,
as
never been in there.
rooms to go. So we wanted to buy a couch, and we went up there and we bought a couch.
Wow.
Boom, just like that, done.
Like a sectional.
We
Done.
got a sectional and a recliner.
A sextonal.
Does it have a bed?
No, it's not a sextonal. It's a sectional.
Oh.
Anyways, they
Which
have a
way does it go?
bar.
Hmm?
They have a bar in there.
In the sextonal?
In the
Did they s-
Living Things place.
I did not see that where they serve.
Oh, what? Are you kidding me?
Where they
There-
can we go hang out?
Yes.
Is it cheap alcohol?
The bar was not open at the time due to COVID, but it's soon to open.
What?
Where was it at?
It's if you're in the front of the store, it's on the back right.
How?
Where
So
they,
they
ca-
have-
where they had the bars?
No, hold
It's
on.
to the left of the cashiers.
How
Yeah, because
Where
I
the
was back
bathroom
there.
is-
I was back there looking at the bars.
how big of a
I didn't notice
loser?
it.
How big of a losers would we be if that is our hangout bar
The furniture bar.
in the living room? What is it? Living what?
Living Things.
Living Things bar inside their store.
Dude, they
We're
have,
regulars.
they have-
Hey, Jeff.
they've got the.
How you doing?
They've got
Get
two
that sofa
big screen
today.
TVs. They've got a poker table, a
We have a new
foosball
warranty.
table.
I say we try it out.
I told them.
I'm 1,000% in. That is hilarious. They have a bar inside a furniture store.
Yeah, they have a full blown kitchen.
Hold on, we need to know if it's good prices. I'm not paying.
When does it open?
I don't know.
I'm not paying $10 drinks.
They didn't say yet. Well, we gotta keep checking it because they shut the shit down because of COVID.
But
they,
Living Spaces bar.
So
Because
due
we're
to
not
COVID,
this podcast
hours.
is not being funded yet, so we have to like do $5 drinks.
Yeah, so I would go to the website, and because really he was like, well, I work 4 days a week. I'm going to work 5 days. The 5th day I'm going to be a bartender up here. I was like, what? What are you talking about? There's a bar? He's like, yeah. I'm just going to come up here and I'll set up bartender and I'll sell people their furniture from the bar.
That is the freaking coolest thing I've ever heard.
Because he'll buy people drinks.
We're doing it.
And he said, hey, look, I've earned a couple because we spent some money up there buying the sectional in
Recliner.
Oh, so you're
recliner.
gonna get a free drink?
Well, he said, I was like, I need more than a free drink. I'm bringing a panel of people up here. What the hell are you talking about?
No shit, for like a week.
Fuck.
No. No, a month.
I want a
Hey, I
keg.
bought a sofa, man. Come on.
We need free
It's a
drinks.
nice bar.
Yeah, we get a week's worth of drinks.
They've got a little tart spot. It's perfect.
That's insane.
Can we come rolling out of there drunk? I'm from the furniture store. Come on, blasted.
Where are you
And the wives are
living
like,
things
what are you
again?
guys doing? You know what? We're looking for that perfect stool.
Sample.
Yeah. No.
Maybe one of these will help you decide.
God, stool sample. Really?
A stool sample. That's awesome.
No. No. We're looking for that perfect, the perfect lamp.
Perfect. There you go.
We're looking for a perfect lamp.
Or
Are you guys hanging out at the living store bar again?
you go to the furniture store again.
Well, IKEA has a cafeteria
We're
there.
so pathetic.
I know.
IKEA has a cafeteria.
They don't
and
serve
people
booze.
I know. That's my point. They took their business. First of all, they've been in business for 37 years.
To IKEA?
No, this place
Living space.
They're just new in Texas,
Yes.
but they've been in the furniture business for 37 years. I don't know if they've had a bar at these
I
places, but their business.
I can't get over it. That's
their
hilarious.
business plan for IKEA. They're duping it because they got a full kitchen and a bar.
I'm in.
Do they serve barbecue
It's
or meatballs?
They really
They
haven't.
have shrimp chips.
They haven't developed their program yet.
Could
I
be.
think this. Did you say shrimp
And
chips?
popcorn.
They have shrimp chips.
So we could have shrimp chips
I
and
was
popcorn.
alarmed on the amount of fat.
Who would
that
want
those
that?
things
That
had.
sounds nasty.
Shrimp chips and popcorn?
Yeah. God, how hard up do you have to be to eat that?
I believe we eat that every halftime.
We do. It's a true statement.
sad.
It is sad. You know what? We're
So
gonna.
I'm in.
Some of it we have to stoop to a new low to find out where we can go in life.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
Because if we get like super drunk, they have mattresses there. Just crap out.
Let's try out these. This.
Hey guys,
Oh my God.
guys, I'm sorry. I gotta sleep this off.
I can't drive
Sir,
right now.
Sir, we're closed. Fuck it, I can't even
I can't
walk.
drive.
I can't walk. Do you have a comforter? Do you have a foam? Do you have a foam pillow? This is really uncomfortable. Do you have a more? Yeah, sir. We have a.
Do you have Tempur-Pedic?
Yeah, we have Tempur-Pedic.
Blitz to furniture store.
It's hilarious.
I'm in.
I am
You know,
so in.
I'm looking at right here an article. It says the price. We're talking earlier about the gas prices and how they're increasing. The prices of gasoline and crude oil. They're to buy a barrel $72.88.
Well, that's good. That's good for West Texas crude.
It's a very good price. But I recall like when what is the North NATO? No, OPEC. OPEC were selling their barrels for at one point $112, $115 a barrel.
Oh, that was a while ago, but yeah.
Yeah, but well, it was up that high. To be down to like $70 is well. What do you got here? Jeff walked in.
Did we just blow up a corner?
No, he just turned around. He was like, "Hey, we're
What happened?
Yeah,
We're
Jeff
turning a
just left,
corner.
and I thought it was going to be a rare moment because he's apparently got a bladder the size of like
Nebraska."
his prostate.
The size of my
A prostate's
prostate?
big. A prostate's big.
They're supposed to be. No.
Oh.
When they get big is when it's the problem.
Yeah, that's,
Oh, well, you have a prostate the size of your liver.
There you go.
No, a bladder.
Doesn't make sense.
A
What?
bladder the size of your liver. What's
all
the
right,
biggest
so
organ?
we're in the post
Anyway,
show.
he
dudes like
returns-
us. And,
Yeah, he returns with a bourbon.
We had what did we drink? We drank this. We talked about George Remus.
George Remus.
That was good.
And
That was good.
It was good. I'm not kicking out the door. It's a good one to have up there.
I like it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It was a good
Chuck
pick.
proof.
It was
Chuck
good.
proof.
Good proof. I get credit for that proof, even though he picked it. I paid for it.
I'm
That's
sure
true
we'll
because
find-
I was like, next time I come, I'm getting this. There's one other one out there that I want to get too. Tin
I'm just
Cup.
tired of picking bourbons, you guys dog.
Well, you know what? I don't blame you. I would too.
And this one was $8.99.
All right, so we got Weller, the original weeded bourbon. It's special reserve, Kentucky
gotta finish
straight
your
bourbon whiskey. 40% alcohol by volume, 90 proof. And what distillery did Weller's come from? Let me just look here. Pappy von Winkle.
Yeah. Weller has
Merged
the
with
same mash
Weller's.
bill as Pappy Van Winkle.
Oh,
That's
wow.
interesting.
What?
Yeah,
The
this-
$120 bourbon that we've been talking about buying?
It's more than $120. Pappy's?
No, it isn't. I saw
Oh,
the...
a shot, you mean?
Oh, Whistle Pig. I was thinking Whistle Pig. My bad.
Yeah. A bottle of Pappy's is going to set you back several $100s up to thousands of dollars, depending on which one you get.
Really?
Yes.
And it's the same mash bill?
Same mash bill.
So, what, are people stupid?
They
They just don't know.
they
What the hell
I'm
was
sorry
that?
I spilled a little bit.
No, you didn't. You're trying to get me completely, like...
That's not true. I spilled a little bit. Yours is the
Clean
same
it up.
size as
That is
everybody
the
else.
strongest pour I have ever seen.
It's the same size as all of us.
yeah, it's equal.
Really?
Ooh,
No.
that smells good.
Really? Oh, come on.
It's like barely off.
Oh, dude.
It smells really good.
Does
You're
it?
such a
All right.
vagina.
Let's smell it.
I don't know. I said vagina. He said, let's smell it.
Let's smell it.
It smells really good.
It does smell good.
I think it smells good.
Oh. Yeah, Weller's is
Oh.
it
At this point, every bourbon would smell good. We're in,
cherry. I smell cherry.
We're
I
in
taste cherry.
We're in trouble.
I taste cherry.
I smell cherry. I'm with you. I smell cherry.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites. I mean, this is one of the easier.
This is what I tried to do with my barrel when I shoved all those cherries down my little.
Is Beryl the name of your boyfriend?
No,
Ooh.
no.
And you call hamsters cherries?
Remember? Shut up. When we had our little barrels, our little wood-fired barrels with the
Correct.
alligator char.
Oh, that
Was
was
it- were they
your,
alligator?
that was your South American friend.
What's wrong with you guys? What were they? Red Robin barrels? What were
Something like that.
Your
Red Rock- That's a
Northeastern
burger
friend.
joint.
they?
That's a burger joint.
Red something.
Oh, this
Red.
is a train wreck.
It is. The wheels have blown off this thing a
All
long
right, so
time ago.
we're on Weller's, and we talked about gas prices to the point where we're just beat the shit down. But there was one more thing we need to talk about: deaths. We have Net Beatty that died,
Net
right?
Beatty.
Ned
Yeah.
Beatty, give me the napkin, please.
Sure.
Oh, you gyrated a little
We
bit
got
over there,
Juice over here.
little schmeg. So Net Beatty just passed away.
He did.
Hold on,
At
30
a
minutes.
healthy age. He was
30
in his
minutes ago,
80s.
is Israel strikes in Gaza after militants fire arson balloons.
That's old.
That's
Arson
30
balloons?
minutes ago.
What are arson balloons?
What are we talking about? Balloons.
Well, that's what it says. Militants fire arson balloons.
Oh no. So they're starting up again.
This
They
just-
had a ceasefire.
Well, this just happened 30 minutes ago.
Oh,
I'm looking here at a
shit.
news feed. Israel's military said it launched airstrikes at the Gaza Strip on Tuesday night after militants in the Palestine territory fired incendiary balloons into southern Israel.
Okay.
The counterattacking targeting the Hamas armed military compounds occurred every
So
Wednesday
kind of like
morning.
Molotov cocktail, maybe?
So we're starting
Yeah.
up all over again.
It's like incendiary stuff.
That means the ceasefire has ended, and they're
the
going to.
Israeli
Who
military
started
said
it up again
in a
this time?
statement that it was ready
Hamas.
for all scenarios, including
time it's Hamas.
renewed fighting in the face of continued terrorists acts of emanating from Gaza.
I'm sorry to hear that. They had a ceasefire and things were settling down, and now Hamas decided to launch incendiary
Authorities
balloons.
on both sides claimed there were no injuries, according to the Times of Israel.
You know what they're doing? I know. I can tell you exactly what they're doing. The same thing is happening in the United States. Remember how Trump was a really tough mother effer on foreign adversaries,
Mhm.
and then as soon as Biden comes into play, they test him.
Oh, that's right, because
They
BB's
have a
gone.
new foreign minister, new prime minister in
Who
Israel.
is it? What's his name?
Oh, jeez, I don't remember his name.
Not yet, not Yahoo.
No, that's BB. No, BB. No, it's not him.
No, for the first time in 12
Don't they call him
years.
BB?
BB. Oh, that was BB is his
Nickname. It's a nickname.
nickname. Anyway, so they have a new prime minister, which means they're testing him, and
Yeah.
apparently he's left leaning. So, which is obviously the opposite of
Right?
Netanyahu.
Well, the thing that gets me is when you're on the campaign trail, you can spout off whatever you want. But
Right.
when you're sitting in that chair
It's
and you're
different.
getting all that news, you're just like, holy shit.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah, it's like,
Are you gonna protect your people or not?
yeah. So they're going to fire the shit or launch balloons or whatever the hell they are.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
get-
like, yeah.
It becomes tribal after that. It's fight flight. You know,
Yeah.
we're fighting. We're taking care of business right here. I'm right here.
Right. So there's a difference. Just like when Biden called Putin a killer, he had to backtrack today or yesterday,
did.
whenever
Sure
he said
did.
He's
that.
such a loser.
You know?
He completely backtracked.
It's different when you're on
He's
the
got
campaign
no
trail.
freaking
So
backbone.
Trump, you know, all the issues down in the south border, how
Oh, yeah.
the politicians aren't going down there. Like Kamala, Camel-Toe Harris won't go down there. Biden
Right.
won't go down there. Trump
Right.
issues a statement.
I think Trump should go down there.
Well, he is. Former President Donald Trump announced today that he's going to travel to a place Vice President Camel-Toe Harris has so far neglected to visit.
No.
Brilliant. I have accepted the invitation of Texas Governor Greg Abbott to join him on an official visit to
That's
our nation's
brilliant.
decimated southern border, Trump announced in a message posted in his Telegram account. He said the visit will take place on June 30th. Trump visited the border on one of his final days in office. So that happened today. He's going to be joined Governor Abbott
He's
down there.
so smart. He just is. I know
Well,
people hate him,
he's
but
forcing the issue.
man, he can play the game
Yeah.
better.
He's going to
than
go
any of
down
them.
there, and I wonder if
They're going to love on him.
is the news going to cover it though?
No. Well, Fox will. Fox and Newsmax and OAN.
I don't know.
I know, but
it
is,
makes you
but
wonder.
is CNN and
No.
MSNBC
God,
and
no.
ABC and all that shit?
No. 100% no. Because they know it looks bad.
Yeah.
They know it's bad that Kamala hasn't gone down there.
Even Lester Holt deals that.
They've been pressing her on it.
Oh my God!
You
and she
need to
comes
do
with
this.
The,
Yes.
the
So I
lamest
stopped getting
excuses
questions.
Why?
Yes.
Why isn't she going down there? The lamest excuses.
She
Why?
sucks.
Why haven't I? Well, I haven't been to Europe either. What kind of response is that?
Hey guys, we're actually witnessing the most unqualified, senior most American diplomat.
She could be the fucking president of
Ever.
the
In
United
history.
States.
It might be ever.
Ever.
She is so grossly unqualified to be in the vice president's position. Even you remember Dan Quayle?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Couldn't
remember how they
spell
give him a-
potato.
Oh, yeah.
He would run circles around this woman, like every day, all day long, every day of the week, forever.
Well, in all honesty, I mean, if you were to spell potato, it'd be kind of difficult, right?
Yeah, well, potato.
What state has potato as the most misspelled word?
Idaho.
None.
Right.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be sad? If
Boy, that Dan Quayle, he got a bunch of shit though, didn't
Yeah,
he got
sure
so
did.
much shit. It was ridiculous.
he? Yeah.
But
I'll
it
tell you what.
sank his career.
Well, he was a zero vice president. I don't remember. I really wasn't into
Yeah, we were young, man.
the politics to understand.
What year was that when he was vice president?
That was the original Bush. So that was 88
Yeah,
to
we
92.
we were so young.
I was in college, so I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I was a freaking senior in high school.
Yeah, I was in college.
So
Wow,
have you
you're
heard
old.
the story
am.
with Greta
Why are you
Thunberg?
so old?
There's a
Because I was born.
there was a group that was
What movie-
inspired
what movie
by
is that from?
Greta Thunberg admits that they've been a racist, white-dominated space, and then they disband.
What?
What? Say that again.
What are you talking about? She's
A-
racist.
A student group inspired by Greta Thunberg to fight global warming admitted that they'd been a racist, white-dominated space, and then disbanded.
They couldn't get somebody besides a white person to join them.
The Auckland
That is
chapter
so
of New
stupid.
Zealand School Strike Climate Movement made the announcement in a post on Facebook on Saturday.
oh,
The
stupid.
post said that under the guidance of their BIPOC members, the
What?
Black, Indigenous, and the people of color,
Oh no.
the group would stop organizing events to fight against global warming and
Right.
admit their past support for systematic racism. Bullshit.
oh.
Bullshit.
Oh. To admit to admit that they had systemic racism? And what was the evidence behind systemic racism?
Well, the SS4C quote, AKL has avoided, ignored, and it tokenized the BIPOC voices and demands, especially, that's my voice.
Your Greta
Paraphrasing
Thunberg
here.
voice.
Especially those of Pacifica and Maori individuals in the climate activism space,
Huh?
as well as the
What's
responsibility.
Maori?
Maori.
Maori.
It's Maori.
Maori.
What is that?
You don't know?
No.
Oh,
Well,
God,
these
how
are
embarrassing.
the Pacifica and Maori people,
Maori.
the indigenous Polynesian
New
people.
Zealand. Seriously? Have you never been to New Zealand?
No, the Maori originated with the settlers from the eastern Polynesia who arrived in New
Sorry.
Zealand with several
I haven't been.
waves of whatever.
Why don't they just say New Zealanders?
1320.
So are you 143 for 144 now?
Yeah, I think he fucking
That's
sucked
a
the
that's a
cock here.
miss. How do you not know who Maori is?
Yeah.
That's a miss, dude.
All right.
That's a big miss.
Well, so that is quite
You could
the
have your
story.
win.
It's kind of fun. He's gonna lick his wounds and move on.
Maori people from New Zealand,
Lots of crazy stuff.
from Polynesia.
So are the Maori people similar to the Aboriginal people from not they're the same, but they're the native folks of New Zealand? Is that what they're
Of
saying?
Australia.
No, no,
No,
Aboriginals.
you mean Australia.
Aboriginals are Australia. Or is
Yes.
Maori the
I'm-
natives of New Zealand?
I'm going to go with yes.
All right. I did not know that.
I'm going to go with
Oh,
yes.
yeah. It says the indigenous Polynesian people of New Zealand. So, yeah, there you
That's
go.
correct.
Oh my God! This,
And they roughly between 1320 and 1350. Damn, they went way back.
you know, there
that's-
you've got. I'll tell you, this is a horrible story that I'm about to share with you, but at the same time, it's an inspiring story for humanity. So there was an angry mob that beats this dude to death
Where at?
for allegedly hitting his pregnant girlfriend. So there's a report that says at least 6 people surrounded the victim. And 41-year-old Fred Voldemort. Wow, that's
Voldemort.
wild.
Voldemort?
Ortiz,
We're
behind
talking about Harry
Smith's-
Potter here?
Harry Potter.
Fox
Harry
13.
Harry Potter.
So his girlfriend is a dog breeder,
Slytherin.
and the group was over her
Was he Hufflepuff?
home looking for
Or
a
Raven's
puppy.
Claw?
When she told them that she basically got hit, and so they just beat the shit out of him to death.
So she said she got hit.
Well, that's what they said. That she shared with them, hey, this happened to me. I'm pregnant, and he was beating me up, and they beat him to death.
But
So there's surveillance footage from a restaurant nearby showed Martinez throwing 2 boards at Ortiz's back and head. Police only identified one of the other suspects using a full name.
so will this person go to prison for murder?
Well, for sure. So, anyways, that's horrible. But what the hell is that? Is that my?
Oh,
That's yours.
it's an emergency alert. DPS issues a blue alert on
Okay,
behalf.
this is the 4th alert we've gotten about this guy.
Yeah.
Royce Edward Wood, 43 years old, white male, 6'2", 200 pounds, bald head, with a beard, last seen wearing a baseball cap and camo bandana, green shirt, vest, shorts, black
And
sunglasses.
So the
This
blue
is-
the blue alert is when a cop gets shot, correct?
No, that's when
I don't
an
know.
old fart gets lost.
No,
No,
that's
that's
silver.
silver.
Blue alert, I think, is when a police officer gets shot. Look up blue alert. I
And-
believe
and
that's
this-
when a police officer
Guys,
gets shot.
this is like, there it is. There's the guy.
You shot a law enforcement. See, I earned my point back.
No, we already knew that.
No, you said it was for old people.
No,
I-
you don't earn your point back.
Really?
It doesn't work like that.
No, I
Point
said
back.
silver. Anyway, dude, this has been 3 days now. Is it 2 days or 3
What-
days?
what-
Probably 2.
Where is this?
I don't know. What's going on with this?
It's in Texas somewhere.
Oh, he's injured. Didn't even kill somebody. Well, I mean, that sounds crappy, but
It's on Weiss County. Where exactly is Weiss County?
it's
Wise.
around. It's DFW.
Well, I know, but I don't know where exactly. Where's Rome? Shot the Rome police.
I believe that Wise County is around the Waxahachie.
Waxahachie.
Waxahachie Ennis is south. It's due south of DFW, if I were to guess. I may be completely wrong, and then I'll never get any points ever again. But Wise County, I believe, is where they picked up Sasha, my wonderful dog.
Really?
Way down there, huh?
Yeah. Waxahachie.
Well, he's trying to look up Wise County.
Well, you're just assuming that I'm right. I'm usually very wrong.
No, you were wrong.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Wise County, Texas.
Okay, no, that's the town of Wise County, Texas.
So there's a Wise County?
Yeah, there's a Wise County.
Oh God. All right, so it's far west. It's nowhere near where you said.
Yes, I said it's in Texas.
You said it's south.
You said it's down by
what?
Waxahachie.
I was like,
what?
it's nowhere near
I have
Waxahachie.
had enough of these insults.
Dude, it is. If you have the Dallas
know
Fort
what?
Worth area,
You know.
it is the antithesis of where you said it was. The opposite side.
You know, I realize now that you guys are racist.
It's out there by
No.
Decatur.
You know what? I think
It's
it's time.
west
of
of Denton.
I think it's time to face the truth, guys.
That's like on the way to see
Dude, it's
my
past
son.
fucking
It's time
Fort
to
Worth.
face the truth. You're racist motherfuckers.
That sounds violent.
Strangely, we agree on something.
I don't know where that came from. I apologize.
I don't
for that.
either. That was awkward a little. Okay.
So another one
All
of the things I want to talk about is
Yes.
there's a story recently about a lobster diver.
Oh my God! I think I may have heard this.
Lobsters. He was down there diving,
Yeah, I heard about this.
and he got supposedly swallowed by a whale.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, sperm whale.
Next, you're gonna say the whale's name is
No,
Moby.
it wasn't a sperm.
It was a humpback whale.
I believe it was humpback.
It was
or
a minke whale.
or a gray whale.
Ooh, I thought it was that a goldfish?
Could be.
What kind of whale was it?
I think it was that right
Humpback.
there.
It was a
It was
humpback.
It was a humpback. And
So humpback whales aren't notorious for
Eating
for
people?
showing aggression towards humans.
I don't
Well-
think a lot of them aren't, right? I mean, most aren't.
Well,
They're massive, though.
I don't know, but the quote was that humpbacks specifically are non-aggressive towards humans.
How big are these whales that we're talking about?
a humpback.
Huge.
I don't know. What's the average size of a humpback? Is
That's
it
a great question. I
40
don't know.
feet?
I'm going with at 30 plus, right?
I'm thinking
I mean,
40 feet.
I'll say 80.
39 to 52.
39 to 52 feet.
I win.
And weigh approximately
I know.
36 metric tons.
Good Lord.
I was closer.
They're fat.
That's big. So
That's
anyway,
big.
this guy
A
gets
baleen whale.
well, the baleen are the teeth.
No, did I say it wrong? Sorry.
Most likely.
Yeah, the baleen are the teeth. That's
I said
that
baleen.
filters out the
And he's like, oh, the baleen.
the krill.
It never ends.
I saw it on a National Geographic once, so I'm a
Teeth.
I
I'm
believe the word you're looking
absolute
for is
authority on
baleen.
how to say that. It is a
Yeah.
baleen,
Yeah.
Megaptera
Yes.
novaangelia.
Whereas like the sperm whale has teeth because they eat squid and shit like that.
Are you sure they're teeth, or are they more like fibers?
No, the sperm whale have teeth.
They're like filter teeth.
Yeah,
The baleen are big. They look like
yeah, but
hairs.
the teeth. Oh, okay. So that's what I was kind of looking at.
They're like
That's for
what?
like krill.
They look
Correct.
like what?
Look like hair.
So is that what the
Hair.
humpback had? Was the hair teeth, right?
Correct.
Well,
Yeah.
how did he swallow
That
this
right
guy
there.
then?
He put him in his mouth. Look how big his mouth
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Oh,
so
that's
just-
a big mouth.
Big mouth.
Yeah.
You know what that looks like?
So he's trying to process him. He's got all that rubber outfit and the fins,
You
and
know
he's
what that
shaking
looks
his
like?
head.
That looks like a car air filter. Does it not?
Well,
It does. It looks like an air filter for a car.
well, that's how it filters its food.
Exactly. That's amazing.
Look at
And
that one.
he's
It's
kinda
got
like-
teeth. Look at that.
Okay.
There's a
Okay.
picture of this big
All right.
fish. He's got human teeth.
Human teeth. Yeah, that's jacked up.
That
That's
was
creepy, by
crazy.
the way.
You know, there is
So,
a-
anyways, this dude gets engorged. He gets enveloped by a humpback whale,
Right.
Yeah.
and he is in this humpback whale for what is reported to be over 30 seconds long. And
But he has his equipment, so he can breathe.
in theory,
No,
He wasn't
that's what
free
he said.
diving.
he said he felt like the.
He was-
so
he
he was
felt
in the back
pressure.
of the throat, and
He was in the glottis.
he was in the glottis.
Oh,
No, he was
God,
in the
here we
upper
go.
glottis. The upper glottis.
He's in the
And he felt-
ferndom.
Was he in the
He
frenum?
felt pressure, and it had pinned
dang
him,
it.
so he couldn't move. So the only thing he could move was his head. So he was like
Knocking his head.
violently rocking it back and forth to free himself.
Well, to tell the whale, hey, you have a human inside of you.
Right. Well, it's kind of like Dora. It was like, you can't speak well.
Dory. That'd be Dory, not Dora.
For not eating me. Again, another reason we don't have video.
Yeah. Yeah. And another reason why we end early.
What?
No.
No, we
So
don't end
Homeboy
early.
didn't get eat. I don't know. He said he was in there for 30 seconds, and during that time,
Was he partially digested?
No.
No, he was in the mouth.
Yeah,
well,
he-
I guess that starts. You know,
He lost his leg.
Was it just like meat?
No, he was there for 30 seconds. You don't get digested in a whale
plus
in
he was
30
wearing
seconds.
like a suit.
Well, how do you know?
He's wearing a suit.
That's a great
rubber
question.
suit, rubberized.
You know what? This is unprecedented stuff. I think you're right. We haven't done studies on this.
This is why he gets all his shit right. Is because he cherry picks the questions to
He
get
does.
right.
He does.
Oh, I do. Well, we pulled up Baleen.
Oh, that's that black. The color is black, and 2 + 2 is 4.
Right. And he makes it sound complicated, but it's really easy.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That
So
is
look at his
crazy.
kidney.
So they're insinuating that when he opened his mouth, he was stuck in the mouth. So because the blowhole is above the mouth,
Yes.
but
In
before
front of
the
the
trachea.
in front of the shoulder blade
In front of the shoulder blade.
So can you imagine when
or
that
scapula.
the humpback whale makes that noise and it comes through? Can you imagine when he starts shaking his head
That
and
was a
then he's
cow,
kind of
by
like
the way.
the humpback whale's like, I think and the other hump whales are kind of like, dude, I told you, you lay off those fucking those krill in that region. There's
Those-
fibers I get stuck in there.
Was human.
And he's like, I know, I'm sorry. And then he gets ejected.
that was bad.
Yeah, he went up to the surface and spit him out.
So
well, how did he spit him out? Through the blowhole?
so you got
No, the
No.
blowhole's
He
not
He just
that big.
eject. I
He
don't know.
puked
No,
him
he
out.
opened his mouth and stuck out his tongue and said, "Get the fuck out of my mouth."
he puked him out.
Yeah,
Kind of like a dog.
Yeah,
like a hairball.
Like a hairball.
that's
a cat.
exactly right. It
So-
was a water ball.
So I think Paul has that one. That
Do you think he was he covered in mucus?
No,
do whales have mucus
well,
I
there's
don't
too much
know.
water in
in the
there.
water?
I
They
don't
have
know.
tons of water in there.
No, they got these big snakes.
Do
That
you-
eels have a tremendous amount of mucus.
So do you
And eels
think?
live in water?
Well, that's on the outside.
Do you think this is 100% honest? 100% true.
Well, I
like
honestly,
one.
my first
100%
inclination was
true.
like, look, you guys are full of shit. But his quote unquote mate.
Right, but
I'm not saying his lover. I'm just saying his mate, like his shipmate.
but what do they stand to gain? Look at all the publicity he's getting.
Is he
right
going to
now.
make money off of this?
He's getting interviews.
well,
Yeah, but
this
is he
shit
going? Yeah, I'm
happened.
getting 10 grand an interview.
I'm just saying.
No.
He was a nothing lobster fisherman until he got swallowed by a
Well,
humpback whale.
Well, let's go and say I just got swallowed.
Wasn't there like some sort of
My s-
VeggieTales
That-
story
no,
about?
he's right. Let's go to Lake Louisville
I got swallowed by a gator,
and let's say no. Well, I think whale.
largemouth bass,
Why not whale?
striper, trout,
Can you stop?
Yeah,
crappie.
you can't be. What are you? A crab?
Yeah, what the fuck? Are you a fucking Lake Louisville guide?
The only thing you could get swallowed by is I mean, whales would be on the list, but Architeuthis. But I don't even think an
Oh, no,
Architeuthis would
Architeuthis.
swallow you.
They have a beak.
They would like cut you in
Architeuthis.
half and
I'm
then
going
like
with
suck
Architeuthis.
you
Yeah,
to death.
They have a beak.
I can't
Although
do
the
that. I
whale
can't.
here, I'm looking. You have the reproductive tract.
Tract.
That's what it says.
You're
It's
right
right.
about it.
It's right in front of the anus.
They have a gigantic penis. Whales do.
Do they?
Yes. Huge.
It looks like they have a gigantic
Largest
anus
of
too.
the mammal world. Larger than yours, Sean.
Well, you would think because it's like one of the largest mammals on the planet.
It is the
35
largest.
tons. It
Wow.
is
The
the
blue whale
largest.
has the largest. Look it up. Largest penis.
It's like 6 foot long.
No, don't. That's
Is
a
it-
good point. I got to look from the producer. We're not going to
Blue-
look up largest penis.
What blue whale penis?
Blue
I'll
whale
look it up.
penis. Blue whale is the biggest whale. And they
It
have the
is.
largest penis.
Yeah, the blue whales are huge.
Huge.
Well, I've seen some footage where these people are like kayaking.
Well, you watch whale porn?
I do. Yeah, it's. Ooh, what was that?
Ouch.
But it's these
Ouch.
people that are kayaking and they're like in the middle of these feeding whales where they come straight up
They breach.
and their mouths are wide open.
Yes.
And I'm like,
You're
if it
stupid.
came up right underneath you,
You're
you
gonna
would
die.
be inside.
The blue whale's genital apparatus is proportional to its imposing size, which can
Exactly.
reach
Yes.
about 30 meters.
Thank you.
The penis is 30 meters?
The
Yes.
average length of a blue whale's penis is 2.4
No,
meters.
I was going to say.
Each testicle weighs between 45 and 68
Oh, I'm
kilograms.
sorry. Is 2.4 meters too small for you?
No,
Really?
I thought he said 30 meters.
Well,
he
it
did-
was very
the size,
misleading.
proportional
It was
to the
very
size
misleading.
of the whale.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
So now you're unimpressed?
Wow.
Really?
The people
Really?
I
2
love how
meters?
Google says people also ask
Two meters, that's it? Oh,
how
shit.
big is a blue whale
He ain't
wiener?
got nothing on me.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm hearing music.
I'm hearing music too.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
God.
there's tons of stuff to talk about. I mean,
We're a
Connecticut
mess.
schools that use Native American mascots could lose casino revenue. The Trump to join the Texas Governor Abbott, we talked about that. The Bachelorette contestants gets big applause after revealing he's a Voyaging.
I
Bachelorette.
feel like we need to apologize to our listeners tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, there was so much we didn't cover.
No, it's
Well-
not. It's not. That wasn't the reason. Because we were all fucking over the place. We're all over the place
Yeah, we were a little scatterbrained tonight.
for sure. So
Apple-
I'll go back and listen to it, and we'll see.
We'll see. All right, folks.
That was a lot of fun, though.
It was good. Had some good drinks, good conversation
Oh,
all
I'm
over the
enjoying
place.
and you know what? Hey, let's follow up on this Weller's. It does significantly taste like cherry.
Yeah,
It does.
I'm
it's good.
strongly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right.
So let's have one more toast.
What is today?
And see if-
Today's the
Can they
June, right?
can they hear that?
No,
No.
there you go.
You guys are homos.
There you go.
All right.
Last toast of the night.
We'll see you.
Thanks for joining us.